What's up, guys? Welcome back to racingnews.com. Welcome back to another one of our videos. Well, in this one, I'm going to kind of talk about the horses to watch for as we get into the summer months of racing. And so, look, I think I'm just, I kind of thought about different things, but I think I'm just going to go division by division and kind of talk about, okay, here are the top horses. Here's some kind of ones fighting under the radar and kind of an overall look of what's going to happen as we get into the summer. I'm not covering, September through the Breeders' Cup. That's more Breeders' Cup season. We're talking about the summer season now. So let's start with the Glamour division, the 3-year-old males, and there's really no kind of intrigue to this as far as who's the number one horse and who could be the number one horse. That is Sovereignty. Sovereignty obviously has earned that. 2 out of 3 legs of the Triple Crown. Boy, probably could have got a third there. We won't get into that, though. But anyway, he's number one. He's easily number one. Journalism, easily number two. Baeza, easily number three. So, where they go will be interesting. It kind of feels like maybe Del Mar against older horses for Journalism, where Sovereignty is going to go to the Travers. So obviously those are the horses that you want to watch. Those 3 that I just kind of mentioned. It's going to be interesting. Can horses like East Avenue, who won the Matt Win, Burnham Square, who was second in the Matt Win, he's got a pretty good resume as well. Can these horses kind of move up? Gosker is a horse, second in the Preakness, obviously. Can they kind of move up the list? And I think it's going to be the very interesting thing. The Haskell is going to be a target for a lot of these horses because there is not going to be Sovereignty in the Haskell. And I don't think Journalism is going to be there. That would be a surprise. He could, but I don't think so. So there's going to be a lot of horses there that are trying to first get that grade 1 win right there for sure. And then second, move up to maybe this is a horse that's developing and is going to be able to at least compete, with a Sovereignty or a Journalism. So a lot going on there. I would really keep an eye out on Burnham Square and East Avenue. I do think they are improving. East Avenue was able to beat Burnham Square, but he was also loose on the lead in the Matt Win with like more pace pressure. Maybe it's Burnham Square that can turn the tables in a race like the Haskell, or maybe it's somebody else as well. But that's going to be kind of interesting. But obviously, Sovereignty, Journalism, those are the ones to look for. The 3-year-old females, let's talk about that for a second because this is getting interesting. Good Cheer gets beat in the Acorn Stakes. I don't hold that against her too much. That was a very speed favoring track there at Saratoga after it rained, on Friday, last Friday, I should say. So I don't really worry about that. I think she'll bounce back okay. Lacara did win that race. She's a nice filly as well, so let's keep an eye on her. What about Nitrogen, a horse that was a turf monster? Horse that got her race, the Wonder again got rained off the turf. She stayed in. It was only a 3-horse field. She should have won it just on class alone, but she looked great over that track. They're going to try Dirt Name again in the Alabama, so she's very interesting. Can she win on both surfaces? Win major races, I should say, on both surfaces. That's going to be very interesting. And then you've got Immersive, who's coming back this week, actually, to run at Churchill Downs. Can she kind of make a run at this thing? So the 3-year-old females, very wide open as we go into the summer. The older male division seems to be kind of open as well. Raging Tort wins the Met Mile, but I think Raging Tort's going to be more towards the sprinter side of things. Nisos is a horse that is kind of a sprinter right now, but could go longer. We don't really know about him. Mind Frame, you could kind of put in that situation as well, but I think he is going to stretch out. Fierceness will stretch back out. I think, again, he was just okay in the Met Mile. Wide Barrio, I just never really thought a mile was this distance. He'll probably be okay when he stretches out again. I don't know what's going on with Sierra Leone. We haven't seen a lot about him, but he still lingers out there. Locked is a horse that's still out there for Todd Pletcher. You got Hit Show, a horse that won the Dubai World Cup. A lot of people have forgotten about that. He's still out there going to make a big run at this thing maybe as well. So there's a lot of horses. Skippy Longstocking, Most Wanted for Brad Cox, another one. We have a lot to work out in that division. In a race like the Whitney and the Pacific Classic, those 2 races are going to kind of maybe start to help us work out on that. So that's going to be very interesting to see how that unfolds as well. The older dirt females, also kind of just a mess, really, more than anything else. Copian is a horse that is probably the best older dirt female, but she's more of the sprinter type, right? Well, we're going to talk about the routers here first. Torpedo Anna looked like she was getting ready to have, a very good season, and then no-showed last time out in the La Touraine. So I don't know what the deal is with her. We'll see if she can kind of get back to top form. That division seems like hers to have if she can. Raging Sea was able to win that race, but did not win last time out in the Ogden Phipps. But again, kind of a speed favoring track that Darth Vader was able to upset up at Saratoga in the Ogden Phipps. So it's a weird division right now. A lot of the better, let's call them horses, are kind of sprinters in this division. Think of a Ways and Means. That's a horse that was a great, winner in a sprint stakes up at Saratoga last weekend, but she's not going to stretch out. We've kind of seen her go long, right? So same with Copian, really. So I don't know. I mean, this division seems wide open. And when we get to the Breeders' Cup Distaff, is it going to be a 3-year-old? Is it going to be an older horse? I don't know. This is going to be very interesting. So there's a lot to work out. 3-year-old males aside, these other divisions we're talking about, there's a lot to work out right now. I did mention the sprinter several times, and that's just going to be a situation of who's actually going to sprint, right? Because, Nisos looks very good. Raging Torrent, I think, will stretch, or will cut back, I should say, to like 7 furlongs. The Pat O'Brien seems to be where he's going to go. What about Bookham Dano? He was super impressive in his victory in the True North. What about Booth? He's been very good for Steve Asmussen in kind of some of the lower grade races, and you would think, is going to take on grade 1 company as well. Will Copian stay with the girls and Ways and Means stays with the girls? Maybe they'll take on the boys. I don't know. So there's, a lot to look forward to, and a lot of these horses I'm just listing off, just keep them in mind, because they're going to be very interesting as we go down the list. Turf Sprint, I think, is going to be interesting as well. You got a horse like, Silver Bullet or Silver AG that, boy, she looked awfully good against the boys up at Saratoga and the Jaipur last weekend as well. So a lot of intrigue here as we get into the sprint division as well. So that's kind of the overall look at things right now. Not even mentioning a couple of turf horses. Well, I guess I'll just go ahead and mention now. Look out for, and don't forget about, a horse like Deterministic, who was able to win the Manhattan. His, Integration, who just seems to hit the board every time in those big races. Far Bridge has been very good. He was 3rd in the Manhattan. Spirit of St. Louis has won big races over the turf. However, did not run well in the Manhattan. But, point remains, these are very good quality horses as well. And on the female side of things, She Feels Pretty just keeps winning races as well. So there are a lot of divisions that are completely wide open. Maybe just not the glamour division of the 3-year-old males. All right, so that's kind of the preview of the horses to look out for as we get into the summer version of 2025. And then, of course, once the summer season kind of shakes out, we'll have a really good idea as we make final preparations in September, October for the Breeders' Cup at the end of October / 1st of November. All right, guys, thanks everybody for watching this video. Hit that like button if you like it. Hit subscribe if you really like it. Want to get alerted anytime we do videos like this. We'll be here all year long. We're not just a Triple Crown channel. We're 365 days a year. So stay tuned to the channel for all kinds of updates as we get into the summer months of racing.